throwing fits, ripping shit, tearing it, imperative. Then I'm killing this mic no matter where I live. These derelict rappers acting a fool, this embarrassing is flagrant. That's the nature of this entertainment, and we can't even change it. Guilty before arraignment, now the system tainted. But when we speak, they all laugh at us. And y'all wonder why I'm lacking trust. Try to fight a giant with attorneys that can back them up. That's church versus science, both sides start acting up. I'm late on my assignment, hopping up a mile high, climbing, obviously never silent. New alignment, I'm defiant, cannot describe it. Used to describe it as a young graffiti artist. Before the beard, I always got carded. Hit every bar, even though my bar has been the hardest. The scars on my face, and I ain't always been the smartest. But I'll show you where my heart is. I said I'll show you where my heart is. I can show you where my heart's at. See it on my sleeve, even if the beat stops my soul.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday, hanging with the fellas. Little sports nonsense and whiskey. Pinky,
What's
Robert.
up?
Cheers, good sirs.
Cheers.
Happy St. Patty's Day, boys. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Little J-Mo.
So Pinky's got to do an Irish car bomb tonight, right?
I would do it if I had Guinness and some Baileys.
Man, I haven't done one of those
Alright.
in a minute.
They're so good. I don't really like Guinness, but I'll do an Irish car bomb.
I did hear an Irish comedian tell a joke about how that's not what they're called in Ireland. And could you imagine if you went over to Ireland and you got a 911?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, okay, it's fair.
I mean, yeah.
Noted.
With
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Respect.
So
Understood.
St. Patrick's Day is today, and we're coming to you one day after the more important holiday, 3/16. Let's go.
Oh, jeez.
Let's go.
This guy.
Hey,
Arguably the best entrance music of all time.
It's when
You hear the glass break and you know shit's about to hit the fan.
Yeah, you know Stone Cold's coming down, ready to come fight somebody. Like, it's on. So yeah, they've turned this into like there was like WWE shop 31% off, WrestleMania tickets 31% off. Like it was a good day. Again, this came up on Peacock. I had other people sending me Stone Cold messages because they know I'm a big wrestling fan. So
how many packages do you have to intercept before the wife finds out?
So I literally I had an order in the cart. I had one. I did not push submit.
Oh, okay.
I still have my Danhausen shirt on the way. So that doesn't they don't send those out until the end of March. So I'll have that early April, but that's the only one at the moment. Then we'll see. But cheers to Stone Cold. Today, even now, you're still one of the GOATs. Oh, this is rough. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is rough.
Good stuff. 316.
So what do we talk about, boys?
Where would
I've
you
got
wanna
nothing but
start with
nerd
the
stuff to
MVP?
talk about. So, like, we better get to sports because I'm going to start talking nerd.
Yeah, he's gonna give us some.
There's a lot going on tonight.
Dude,
I got the WBC final on. I got the playing games on.
Nuggets.
There's golf going right now. The TGL's going on.
Nuggets playing tonight, too.
Let's talk about the MVP. Let's do that. I think that's a good place to start. So, Caleb, is this race over?
No.
Yep, it's Jokić all day.
No, it is not. Now, is it a long shot for anybody to take it away from SGA at this point? Yeah. I'd say it's a bit of long odds at this point. I think Kate Cunningham is not getting nearly enough love. It blows my mind the season he's having, and he's not neck and neck with SGA. I can understand why Jokić has fallen off a little bit. He's missed a lot of games. The Nuggets haven't played well since he came back from injury. So I could see Jokić falling off. I'm surprised that Jaylen Brown isn't getting more love with what he's been able to do with the Celtics. Now, I know Tatum's back and looking pretty good already, but like Tatum had 20 points in like 20 minutes or something the other night. Brown had 41 or something like that. He's still leading them. So Brown should be in the conversation a lot more as well, probably just below what I think SGA and Cade Cunningham should be. But the one that I think truly has an opportunity to catch SGA and potentially be the MVP if it's not going to be SGA at this point in time is Wemby. I think they're three and a half games back of OKC right now. If they catch up to OKC, if they win the West, I would be surprised if you don't see a situation where Wemby gets Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, First Team All Defense, First Team All Pro, and then you look at the possibility of then the clean sweep from there, which would be the Finals MVP. It would surprise me if they finish first. It would surprise me if he's not the MVP. And I think there's 16 games left, roughly, give or take, for teams, depending on how the schedule lines up. That's still enough time to catch. And they've kind of had OKC's number this year.
They do have OKC's number, for sure.
So I think that is a lot closer than anybody's talking about right now. And I think it's because nobody truly thinks San Antonio can catch OKC at this point. But you watch. They get within a game or they tie them, and you watch that narrative change very quickly in favor of Wemby being the MVP. So we'll see what happens. I don't think it's that far out of realm of possibility. Luka is a solid story. I think the way the Lakers have looked this season, although they're looking much better here as of late with LeBron taking a step back, it's clear that they are a three-headed monster, and they're giving Luka the reins at this point. I don't see him leading the team as much as the other guys I talked about. Like, I would have him that below Jaylen Brown is where I would have Luka at this point. He's also missed some games, which him and Jokić and a couple other guys are right on that bubble of not even being able to be in the conversation anyways. So
Joker can only miss one more game. I
know. I think Luka's only got like three or four that he can miss. Like, it's pretty close. So like SGA's at like 9, but again, there's 16 games left. The likelihood of him missing more than half of those would be slim to none. So, and then I would have Jokić right below Luka at this point. So that is the order I would have it. It would be at this point, in all honesty, it's Cade Cunningham and SGA. Wemby, if you want to put him right there, I'm good with that. I've got him ever so slightly below that because of missing some games and the fact that they are trailing OKC. They're not first in the West. Detroit is first in the East. And then after those three, you're looking at, I think Jaylen Brown would be next, then Luka, then Jokić at this point. Now, Nuggets go on a 16-0 run to end the season, maybe that changes pretty quickly. You know, if the Lakers do the same thing, that changes pretty quickly. These narratives are, as Stephen A. Smith likes to say, they're fluid. They're fluid. But I think a lot of people are thinking this is all but a lock for SGA, and I do think Wemby is in a very prime position to be able to steal that away.
I just think it's going to take a lot to change that narrative at the moment.
Do you think winning the West is enough? If they catch OKC and no? What would he have to do beyond that?
I think short of Shai getting hurt, he's MVP again.
Even if OKC doesn't win the West?
Even if OKC doesn't win the West, it's like a game or two, like whatever. If they don't win the West, I think he's still going to be the MVP.
Okay.
I don't see any short of him getting injured. I don't see a way that Wemby overtakes him. Now, I would probably give my vote to Wemby. A young team like that takes the first in the West. They've also had OKC's number. Like, it makes sense, but Shai's also got the popular vote too.
He's also dealt with a lot more injuries around him than Wemby has with San Antonio. And I think that I will, in favor of SGA, I'll give that to his credit. That team has had quite a few injuries over the course of the season. Not as much as some other teams, but still quite a few. And the ability to still lead, carry, and have your team in the position he has, I think he should get credit for that. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it is SGA's to lose, meaning, if OKC doesn't win the West, then that's on them. So we'll see what happens with the roughly month of the season left. Little less than a month, I think, now. So
yeah, it's usually the second week of April is when it's done normally.
Yeah, I was going to say like April 10th, I want to say this year, but I'd have to check. Somewhere in that ballpark, though. So we're, 3 weeks out, give or take, and things are going to wrap up here really quick. I think beyond the MVP race, I think the East is all but assured. We've kind of talked about the teams that have an opportunity to win the East and truly be competitive in the championships. The Knicks, boy, they are Jekyll and Hyde. Boston just keeps looking better, especially with Tatum back. If they don't win the East at this point, I'll be surprised. Detroit, I would actually have Boston 1, Detroit 2, New York 3, Cleveland 4. I don't trust James Harden in Cleveland at all. So, but you look at those 4 and then you look at what's below them, there is a clear drop-off there. Out West, the Nuggets are flirting with play-in. So it is much more competitive, much deeper. And if the Nuggets are looking at play-in, that tells you how many teams out West are truly competitive enough to legitimately have an opportunity to win the West. So you're looking at OKC at the top, San Antonio, the Lakers, Houston. I don't know if I put Houston in the category to win. They're probably more of a Cleveland. Like, they could potentially do it. They have the talent maybe to do it, but I don't trust them. Cleveland, Houston, Denver, LA right now. And you can give or take that a little bit, but it's the seeding's getting really interesting in the West.
I think Denver's still going to end up the 5th or 6th seed. I don't see them
most likely
dropping out.
Still a team that you expected to be 1 or 2 or 3, somewhere in that ballpark this season, is flirting with 6, 7, 5.
I think pretty much their whole starting lineup has missed multiple games. I can't remember how many Jamal's missed, but I mean their starting lineup, everybody except for Jamal's missed at least more than 10 games. So it's been a rough year.
That's true. Denver has been one of the teams hit hardest by injury this year. Jamal has actually been the one that's been the most healthy, surprisingly, and he was rewarded with an all-star appearance, and he's showing what he can do when he's healthy, truly healthy for a full season. They get their stuff together. I mean, everybody should still think they're dangerous. I've cooled off on them a little bit. I don't have any problems admitting that. They have looked bad on defense. Usually they look about average, and then their offense carries them. They have looked bad on defense. And Jokić has had some major issues with turnovers here of recent.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's turning the ball over at the rate that he is, it leads to a lot of good possessions for the other team, but bad possessions for the Nuggets in transition usually. So they've got some things that they truly got to figure out. They do have pretty much everybody back and healthy now. They've got a little bit of time to start getting that chemistry back. They are a team that's veteran. They've been there before. They can kind of turn on and off that light switch. They took OKC to 7 games last year with the depleted roster. That's not as good as this one. But they're not putting themselves in a great position with the way they've played this last month. So by no means am I going to sit here and say, do I think Denver's a favorite like I did, a month and a half ago. I can move the needle with what I'm seeing and understand that that's changed a little bit. It doesn't mean I might not still have them winning it all when playoffs start. We'll just see what happens.
We will see what happens.
But I would say Houston, Cleveland, I put in the same boat. LA and Minnesota, I think, are interesting. I don't know if they're true contenders, but I could see either one winning the West. I mean, Minnesota's been in the Western Conference Finals the last 2 years. Denver is hot and cold right now. They're almost a Jekyll and Hyde. They're almost New York. Denver and New York are very similar. And then you've got OKC and you've got San Antonio. And I don't know if there's much of a difference between those two teams right now, if I'm being honest. Similar to what I kind of feel about Detroit and Boston, although I think Boston at this point is going to win the East. I feel comfortable saying that at this moment right now, given everything in the way it's trajectorying. But we'll see what happens.
Should be interesting. Let's move to what I know you have been dying to talk about. And we'll even get Robert back into the conversation. Tell the people what's going on. What's happening this weekend?
I mean, the playing games are going on right now. Right now,
Yeah.
I got one. Right now.
Nobody cares about that.
They do. They do.
I don't care about those playing games. They don't matter.
I came away with a couple big thoughts. And I pretty much said this on the socials for us. But I think St. John's got jobbed a little bit, maybe a lot bit. Getting a 5 seed when you win the regular season and conference tournament championship at the Big East, and the team you beat 2 out of 3 times in UConn gets a 2 seed. I think that's a bit of an issue there. And then you put them in the same region with Duke as the 1. The East is loaded. That is one of the most loaded bracket regions I've seen in a very long time, I feel like. Nebraska gets a 4 seed in the South region, I believe. And that's a gift a little bit, I feel like. I think you flip Nebraska and St. John's region and seed. I think that makes the brackets more even and probably more accurate for what each team did for the season. Regardless, Nebraska gets a 4 seed, and they're looking for their first ever NCAA tournament win. I'm not saying this as a Nebraska fan. It's a legit big story that a program of that nature in a major conference has never won an NCAA tournament game is ridiculous. Tells you how bad that basketball program has been over the years. So very good position to look and go win at least the first round for Nebraska and finally get that little monkey off their backs, if you will. The 1 seeds, Duke, Arizona, why am I drawing a blank? Florida and Michigan. All look really good. All look like they could walk in and chalk it up for the Final Four. But Michigan has Arkansas in their bracket, and there's a coach by the name of John Calipari, and they went out and won the SEC this year in year 2 of Calipari. And they have arguably the best freshman in the nation in their guard, Acuff. And Pinky, I feel like you've learned this by now. We've taught you well enough that you understand what a quality, high, talented type of guard does for you in March Madness. Worth its weight in gold. And if Acuff might be the best freshman, he might be the best player in the country. That's a big deal for Arkansas going into the tournament. They're 4 seed. So, Michigan 1, Arkansas 4, they would meet a little bit earlier than the Elite 8, given the way that lines up there. A lot of people have Iowa State. They like Iowa State as a 2 seed coming out of I think it's the Midwest region. Michigan and Arkansas are out west, I believe. And or maybe they're Midwest.
Maybe you should pull up a
Michigan
bracket.
is Midwest. Arkansas is the West.
Arkansas is West. Yeah, so Michigan's Midwest. Arkansas's yeah. Wait, Michigan's what?
Michigan is in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Arkansas is in the West.
I thought Arkansas and Michigan were in the same bracket.
They are not.
Same region.
No. They're both on the right side of the bracket, but Michigan's in the Midwest and Arkansas is in the West. I'm looking at it right now, my good sir.
Oh, it's Arizona. That's who I was thinking of. I can't believe I didn't say Arizona as the 1 seed. Okay. Arizona and Arkansas is the matchup I was thinking of. Apologies, not Michigan. Michigan looks like they might have the easiest road to the 1 seed, to the Final Four. But Iowa State is the team that a lot of people are picking to beat Michigan and walk into the Final Four instead. I like Michigan there. Arkansas and Arizona. Arizona, Duke, by the way, is the number 1 overall seed for the brackets, and they get the toughest region, in my opinion. Arizona is arguably as good as Duke. Maybe could have had the number 1 seed overall, but they're sitting out west. But they've got Arkansas, cruise. And Arkansas is the dangerous team. I think if you're looking for an upset for a team to win it all this year, not a Cinderella, just more of an upset. So anybody not on the 1 or 2 line, I think you need to be looking at the old ball coaches. And that's Izzo, that's Pitino, and that's Calipari. So I've already talked about 2 of the 3 in St. John's with Pitino and Arkansas and Calipari. Michigan State is a 3 seed.
Going against North Dakota State. Let's go.
And they are in the East region. They are the 5th team in that region that I hadn't mentioned yet that just makes that region so insanely difficult. But Michigan State not only has a head coach that just knows how to win come tournament time.
Tom Izzo, the Izzo.
Knows how to advance. But they also have a guard that is one of the best in the country in Fears. And if he can keep his head together for 6 games, I could easily see Michigan State making a run all the way to the Natty Championship. So those 3 teams, I think all 3, because of their head coaches and their experience and the talent they have on the court, specifically Michigan State and Arkansas with those guards leading the way, are my 3 favorite teams to make a run outside the 1-2 line. As far as a Cinderella this year, I don't have one. Like, I keep looking at the brackets, and I don't really see where we get that true Cinderella this year. And usually I can look at a couple teams here and there and say, yeah, that looks like a team, that can make a run. I don't see that this year. Not in that regard. Pinky, your Jayhawks got a 4 seed.
Oh, they're done.
And I could see them getting bounced in the first round. I don't like what that team showed in the Big 12 tournament.
They never play the tournament though. Like
they do have Bill Self just doesn't seem to be prepared for those situations.
They haven't played in the tournament in like a decade. So they don't really care about the tournament. I don't take that into account of anything. But what I take into account is how they've played the entire season.
That doesn't help.
They've played some good games, and then there's been some dog shit games. And I don't know who they are. Most likely, they are not going to win a championship this year, but I will root for them nonetheless.
The last thing I will say is Duke, as the number 1 overall seed, and John Shire have the potential to put themselves in a very insane category of just kind of the program, period, in college basketball. Like UCLA did for all those years back in the day. Like maybe, Indiana might have been at that point for a little while under Bob Knight. I don't know if we've had one just program. And I think Duke kind of has the ability to, if John Shire goes out and wins with this group as the head coach, what he's been able to do since the transition away from Shevsky with a national championship this year, I think would cement him as arguably the best coach in college basketball right now, even with the names I just got done mentioning. And Duke could be the program. And that's pretty wild to think about, given the landscape and how many quality programs there really are out there.
And that's gross. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that at all.
So I am so stoked. Like I said, I've got the playing games on. Tourney starts Thursday, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I will have it on with every game playing at the same time.
Hey, we got to do our bracket. Are we doing a bracket on Sleeper again?
We could.
I mean, we've done it the last 2 years. I just wasn't sure if we were doing it. Nobody said anything, so I'm bringing it up now.
Yeah, we just don't get a ton of participation because we don't have anything offered with it except for like somebody can brag about it to.
You got to play. You got to play a bracket for money. So if we want to do a bracket, Jared Marshall, who was just, commented on the show earlier, he does a bracket on Sleeper. We could get in there. It's $10 a bracket. I think you can have up to 5. Caleb's won that one before. Good job, Caleb.
Thank you. I just Pinky throws in 2, and I just picked one for him because he figures it's not going to be any worse than what he does. So sometimes it works out.
for $10, I'm getting a college basketball expert to do a bracket for me. It works for me. So, all right,
it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I think honestly, last thing I'll say about this is not only to see some of these teams and players. Like I didn't even talk about Dibansta. I always say his name wrong. Freshman out of BYU. We barely even touched on Peterson, who could easily go on a run and take Kansas to the promised land. There's some quality dudes out there. Boozer with Duke. Like, I'm really excited to see all that. But I think the thing I'm most excited about this year, and I touched on it, is to see if there's a Cinderella and who's it going to be. Because I just don't. Usually I can figure it out, or at least think they're. Even if I'm wrong, I can see the path for someone. And this year, for some reason, I'm just not seeing it. So that glass slipper is going to get put on somebody, and it's always fun to see who gets that. All right, Jamar, I'll do one. I'll put it up. I'll get it on socials tomorrow. Go get the Sleeper app.
Look what I did.
Go get the Sleeper app if you don't have it already, and I'll throw it out there, and as many people that want to join in 24 hours can join.
Boom.
Jamar's one of the few Patriots fans I actually like. He's a good guy.
When you get it going, I'll also share it to my socials.
We'll get it going. I'll get it up tonight and share it. And
we just got to come up with something. There's got to be some type of
I'll even get our buddy Jeff Pinky to hop in on this. He'll play, I'm sure.
All right, I'll figure out a prize. We got to give out a prize.
Winner comes on
limited edition sports nonsense and whiskey glass.
No, I don't know if we're good enough and popular enough to be spending money on gifts to give away just yet. I don't know if we're at that level yet, Robert.
You got to spend money to make money, Caleb. Come on,
you're not wrong.
Come on.
We'll see. We'll see what we can.
Which, by the way, I do need to get with you after the show for something because I made a mistake.
Caleb, is that what you're, or me?
Caleb, not you. You don't care.
Okay.
This is the Caleb situation.
Okay.
He's got kids. You don't. Kids that are of the thing, not your kids are grown and should be out of the house mostly.
Oh, okay.
His younger kids are more in tune with this, so it's for him.
Fair enough.
But anyway, back on track. We digress.
All right. So I think there's only 2 things that have happened in the NFL since we talked last week, and we talked a lot of NFL last week.
Waddle.
Oh, hold on, we're not there yet. Relax. I was trying to hold that for a moment. Kyler Murray found himself a new home in Minnesota.
Is he the new face of the
Minnesota
Vikings? Yes.
I love it. No trade clause as well. Setting up for a payday. Maybe he cares this time. I understand in Arizona sucked. Like, he didn't care. I think there was a point that he got to a point where he was like, am I going to put in all of my effort or risk injury? I feel like there was a little bit of that. I'm not gonna go
He
full
has
on
his
like
shit together a couple of those Kingsbury years, and they have an opportunity to be in the playoffs.
the Kingsbury slide every season under Kingsbury, where they were like 6-2 and then fell off a cliff, is like they need to like study that. That was crazy.
There were a lot of
how that went down.
issues. There were. I'm not saying there weren't. There were a lot of issues in Arizona. Oh, man, talking and I miss USA tied the game 2-2, top of the ninth. I don't really care, but I care. Like,
We want USA to win.
you know what I mean? Like,
Let's go Mexico or whoever.
Venezuela.
Venezuela, let's go.
Pinky. Gosh,
Get outta here,
darn it,
Pinky.
Let's go
I'm
Venezuela.
gonna write to President Trump and ICE and see what it takes to have you put on like a watch list with your U.S. citizenship, the way you've been talking about.
Please do.
America's sports
Please do.
teams.
Let's go.
Caleb, let's egg his house. No, I'm just kidding.
Next week, Pinky's gonna be doing this with a Starlink from El Salvador.
Starlink works everywhere, baby. Starlink works
I know. That's
everywhere.
why I said it. That's why I said it.
I might have to get the. Well, the missus will just be like, have fun in Costa Rica. Like, she won't come. It's too hot down there.
She's like, I didn't get my citizenship revoked.
Nope. She's like, nope. Bye, Felicia.
Oh.
Kyler Murray,
But it's
journey the
like-
Vikings. Go ahead. You were going to say something. Go ahead. It might have been
it
good.
a lot. I like it a lot. Him and Kevin O'Connell, I think is going to work. And it's going to make things very interesting on what they decide to then do with JJ McCarthy.
Dude, what I'm rooting for is absolute chaos. Kyler Murray to ball out.
When are you not?
It's kind of something I got.
Rarely, we do enjoy our chaos.
I like chaos. I like chaos when it's not my team. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So the chaos
guy.
it creates is Kyler plays really well. The Vikings make the playoffs. Then the Vikings are going to have to pay him a lot of money. And maybe they don't want to pay him a lot of money. But then they have this like, wait a minute, we didn't pay Sam Darnold a lot of money when he took us 14-3 or whatever it was. And they're having this flashback of like, oh my God. And if they don't re-sign him, it would be an epic failure of the front office. I mean, the last guy got fired over it.
I mean, unless JJ all of a sudden randomly a year from now came out and just balled out finally.
But we don't know. But we won't know.
But
we won't know that by that time.
They'd have to take another gamble on JJ McCarthy. They'd have to do it for a second time. They'd have to double down.
JJ will be good. We promise. And then he's awful.
I'm not gonna lie. I've seen JJ with some flashes where I'm like, okay, there is something there worth pursuing. But man, the fact that he can't stay on the field last year, and then the fact that there's no chemistry with arguably the best wide receiver in the league, are a bit red flaggish for me.
Now, he hasn't played a lot of football in the NFL.
No, he has not.
And in college, it was a very run-heavy offense, right? He didn't have to read a defense very much. It's a whole new world when you get the NFL. So I can give him some grace on that. But when I was watching him, everything was really slow. His delivery was slow. His decision-making was slow. Can that be fixed with experience? Sure. But again, it looked really, really rough. And I have a hard time, as bad as it looked, I didn't see even that, I think it was the Chicago comeback at the beginning of the season. Like, that just felt weird and fluky. And the next game, he was awful, like dreadful. So I don't know. But I'm rooting for chaos. So I hope Kyler Murray tears it up and makes the Vikings have to make that like decision. Do we sign this guy and kick JJ to the curb? Or like you said, double down? No, guys, we promise JJ's going to be good.
They have not put themselves in a good spot. And the fact that you go out and sign a vet like this tells everybody.
Yeah. And this isn't
you're
competition.
You're going to have an open competition at quarterback, and the likelihood of that draft pick you used to bring a guy in with being the one that wins that competition is not very likely at this point in time. And anybody saying Kyler's not good, like, man, his numbers have not been bad. They have not been bad. And now you put him with a guy who everybody believes is a bit of a QB whisperer. That, I think, we're going to see how much Kyler can truly shine. That offense has a lot of weapons.
I think Kyler needs to remember it's okay if he uses his feet. I think he would get too much into that, like, I'm a pocket passer too much, when he could use his feet, get 10 yards, and be good, and move to the next.
We'll know if he's going to use his feet next year if they have any design plays for him to use his feet.
I would.
Well, that's. I think that'll tell you real quickly if he's going to or not all season.
Play action and bootleg all day. All day. Give it to me. So
if you don't see a couple naked, and I'm not saying like designed runs like you see with some other guys per se, but more like Pinky's bootlegs. Yeah, like you see him take a couple naked bootlegs in the first game in the first quarter, they're asking him to run because they're hoping that gets him out on the edge with one defender that he's got to beat, kind of.
Dude, and you got Justin Jefferson screaming over the top, and he's on the outside.
You'll know real early on in that season if he's going to use his legs or not. Like I'm talking first quarter. You'll know.
I'm seeing it now. Like Justin Jefferson, touchdown.
Hawkinson. I mean, they've got J.J. Addison, whoever they bring in with their third receiver option. What they do at running back, I don't know yet, but like,
yeah, their running back position needs help.
They're going to have some things that are there for the quarterback to throw to. Make no mistake about it. And I expect Kyler to have a really good year.
All right, Robert. Now you're up.
Waddle.
Waddle.
What can we say? A penguin belongs in the snow, not with palm trees. Waddle.
Gross.
Absolutely true.
USA just went down 3-2.
Well, thanks, Pinky.
Yeah. Let's go, bad guys.
I can still kick you, right? I'm just kidding.
Nope.
You're not allowed to say anything.
Me?
You have the same take for the World Cup. So you don't get to pick and choose when you decide and not decide. You are in the same boat as him.
I'm also rooting for USA. They're just number 2 on my list, not number 1.
I don't care about baseball, so I'm just rooting against whoever anybody was rooting for. So let's go. Actually, I'm going to send that to my other group chat. Go Venezuela.
No, gross. Gross, Pinky. You're that guy.
I am that guy.
Shit. Let me troll everybody real quick. Up.
Yeah. Just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
As a matter of fact, I need to send that. What a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs a Pinky in their life. That's all I'm saying.
His favorite thing in the world are the two most American things ever outside of freedom and apple pie, and that's football and wrestling. And the dude won't root for any American national team. Figure this out. I don't know.
It is what it is. All right. So, Robert, what did you think of the trade?
I don't know if it was worth all those picks we gave.
The picks don't matter.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I think it'll be a good weapon to add in. So, I definitely think that Bo's going to have a pretty good wide receiver situation now. Definitely developing some weapons and getting a better room. And I know the running back room is kind of still being worked on, so we'll see what happens there. So as long as, we protect Bo Nix, this should be fine. That's really how I feel about it. And, maybe not get as many freaking penalties this season. Just saying. That would also be really helpful.
To be a number 1 seed and still be like the most penalized team on defense is pretty crazy.
It's disgusting. But I'm a fan of this. I'm curious to see what else we do. So not just in the draft, but upcoming trades with free agents.
To this day, the Broncos are the only team in the NFL that has not signed a free agent. They've signed 17 players. They just happen to be all of their returning players. which is not a bad philosophy, except for in certain spots where you need to be better. Tight end room needs to be better. The wide receiver room needed some help. The running back room needs some help.
For
So
sure.
I think this does help in that regard. We got a playmaker to help
Absolutely.
Bo Nix. I'm on board with that. I know Caleb's got a different opinion.
Yes, he does, and he's just biting his tongue so that way he can get cursed at by Pinky later. Caleb, we've had our rosy moment. Now you can go ahead and ruin it with a sledgehammer and a flamethrower. It's fine. We don't hate you.
I don't like it. I don't like it, and here's why. I'll try to just bullet point it for you guys. I don't think Waddle's the number one. So I think in that regard, you slightly overpay for a 2 in what you gave up in the trade. I'm not saying it's a lot of an overpay, so it's not awful. But I think in that regard, you slightly overpaid because he's not a 1, he's a 2. Honestly, I think you're basically getting the same production this coming up year from Franklin, the way he was developing last season. So I think you're a bit of redundancy in the position. Is Waddle a speedster and you didn't necessarily have that? Yes and no. I think Franklin can produce the same numbers, not necessarily as a speedster that Waddle is, but he can still be a deep threat as he's shown. And then you still have Mims if you really needed the deep threat and the speed. So I think you spent capital on something that you didn't really necessarily have to. Does it upgrade the room? Yes. Is Waddle a talent? Yes. Was it necessary? No, I don't believe it was. So I think that's a negative for the trade. Waddle's injury prone. Whether it's major or just nicked up, dinged up, the guy might start a game, but he might not finish the game. And that happens. So that's a bit of a concern. I didn't say injury prone in the normal sense, but banged up, nicked up a lot. Like he sees that blue medical tent a lot, I feel like. I think Miami in their extension overpaid him. So now the Broncos are taking on that contract, which I think.
Well, hold on.
No. Let me just finish my points. You want to counter? You can counter when I'm done.
Well, I'll counter because you're wrong on the contract part, but go ahead.
I'm not, because you're going to come back and say it's like $11 million a year total. But
no, I'm going to come back with they're paying most of his salary this year. The remaining 2 years are on us. But when you look at the escalated wide receiver contracts, it's not a bad contract to what the contracts look like right now.
For a number one.
Right, which some people think he can be a number one.
For a number 2, you're overpaying him.
Now, Tyreek Hill was the number 1.
I don't care. Miami overpaid him, and now Denver's taking on the contract. So I think he's overpaid in salary as a number 2, and I think they overpaid for the value of the trade because he's a number 2. Okay. I think there were bigger needs that the Broncos had, specifically tight end and running back, if you're really trying to fill holes on your offensive side of the ball. And then here's the other issue I have, Pinky, and I know a lot of people are like, well, you're not getting a wide receiver of Waddle's talent at 30. No, not in this draft. You're not, probably. But you could have had Jacob Rodriguez, arguably, who might be the best defensive player in the country coming into the draft. A really good linebacker who would fill a lot of needs on the defensive end going forward and even shore up that side of the ball even more than what it already was. You give up your 3rd round pick, which is exactly where we've been talking about. A pretty solid handful of running backs with some potential are very arguably going to be sitting. And now you're not going to have that option to bring in a position that wasn't really a need. And I know you don't like this, but I keep talking about it because it seems to be a domino effect and a theme with the front office in Denver. Is they do something that's not awful, but it's not what should have been done. And then it becomes this domino effect of them trying to either fix it or allow the mistake to just linger. And last year they had an opportunity in the draft to address these positions. and be in a much better position than they are right now and not have to use draft capital to go out and make this trade. And they didn't do that. Instead, they drafted redundantly to an extent last year. And now you're in a position where you give up draft capital to bring in one guy instead of multiple guys when you have – it feels like they're looking at this as like a 1-year window now, when it felt like it was a good 2 to 3 years before you had to start reloading anything.
They're trying to strike before Bo Nix is getting paid $50 to $55 million.
I get it, but I don't like the move. Is it a bad move? No. Is Jalen Waddle a bad player? No. That doesn't mean I don't think they didn't overpay and everything else that I just stated. So with all of that being said, I don't like the move.
See, I would say, I still think Jalen Waddle has more to give than what you saw in Miami. He had a crap that finesse system did not work over time. It went downhill at a certain point. Tua went downhill. When Tua was like in his like moment when he was healthy and he was slinging those darts to Tyreek and Jalen and they were scoring 70 on the Broncos, everything looked great. And then that shit went downhill quick. Jalen Waddle's only missed 6 games total in his career in 5 years.
I know.
He's 27. The contract isn't bad.
But again,
I think he's got more to give, and I think he's a better wide receiver than Sutton right now.
Go look it up and see how much time he's missed during games, though, from being dinged up and nicked up. You say he's only missed 6 games, and that's fine.
Okay.
But if you start a game but don't finish a game, and you're doing that at a large clip, that's just as bad as not playing in the game at all.
So what's one of the things that the Broncos have gotten credit for over the last 3 years?
Being healthy?
They're one of the most healthiest teams in the league. Their strength and conditioning team is top-notch and number 1 in the league. So they are taking a risk. They did that with Dre Greenlaw and Hufanga last year. Paid off with Hufanga, didn't pay off with Greenlaw. It's a risk, absolutely. I just see this. We needed a playmaker. Like whether it was running back, tight end, or wide receiver, we needed a playmaker. We got one. The 30th pick, it's the end of the round. Most people say this draft isn't that great to begin with. The back half of the first round are probably second-round grade players, which is fine. You can still find some really damn good players. We both know that. And there'll be some good players. I still think it's a good move. Is it something that I'm like, man, I probably don't like giving up that third round? I don't mind giving up the first at all. The third round one, I'm like, that's another guy. Like you kind of need those guys. Those are depth guys that you hope turn into, starters.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're a quality team, I feel like your first 3 round picks are going to be starters or high contributors to your team. And if they're not, then you're not a good team because you're constantly trying to fill holes. And you just gave up 2 of those first 3 picks when you do have some holes still as the Broncos. And that's what I'm like, oh, geez, I don't know. They obviously are higher on the potential of what Ingram can do with the new play caller. They're obviously high on the potential of a Dobbins and Harvey backfield still. Otherwise, you don't make these moves, right? They're not as high on Franklin. They're not as high.
Well, I think they're high on Franklin. I think
those guys both showed flashes last year to be 2 and 3. And if that's the case, why bring in Waddle?
I still think they're high on Franklin, but Waddle with his speed on the Bo Nix's favorite route is that 15-yard in cut. And if you could do that 15-yard in cut, get the ball in Waddle's hands and let him go, like that's a big play weapon. And when you're getting the ball on the 30, 35-yard line, you just need to make it 20, 25 yards and boom, you got a field goal at the very least. Like,
let me ask you this, Pinky.
This is going to help.
Do you think Waddle has the potential to go JSN type? If they give him and treat him like the number 1 and let Corton be the 2, he could produce?
I mean, we've already seen him do a 1,300-yard, 8-touchdown season. We've also seen him catch 100 balls.
He was running with Tyreek.
Hey, he's still with Tyreek, who also probably had 1,200 to 1,300 yards that season.
My point being, though, he wasn't getting treated as the number 1. So,
but Sutton wasn't
getting. He's then looked at as the number 1. Coverages are lined up to stop him. Do you think he can be a number 1?
Sure. He's fast enough. Sean Payton will scheme him open. Sean Payton schemed Franklin open multiple times last year. Like, it's gonna happen, man. This is a good thing that happened. Is it, the picks? I like draft picks myself. I won't be in Pittsburgh night one, so I was like, oh, cool, I won't miss it. It's fine. But I like this trade. I still think there's more. We can get more from Waddle than what he was getting in Miami, based on play caller and quarterback. Davis Webb, I think, is going to get good value out of Jalen Waddle. And we'll see. That's all we can do. At this point, it's done.
I still have a hard time believing Davis Webb is an offensive coordinator that actually gets to play calls. So you're right. We will see.
He's calling plays. He's calling plays.
Yeah.
Now,
sure.
There'll be some Sean Payton in there.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
we know Sean Payton will be like, hey, right here, we're gonna run this. Yeah. There'll be some of that. But
yeah.
He's starting to learn that it's time to give up those duties. So, all right. Well, two of us like the move. One of us not so sure. But
what else is new on Sports Nonsense and Whiskey, ladies and gentlemen?
We can't agree on everything, right? Otherwise, what?
Caleb is still occupying his island, population 1, Caleb City.
There are some people who agreed with me on this take.
I find a lot more people in the media agree with me overall than Caleb and poo-pooing it.
That's nothing else new.
It's not new. I just see this is more upside than anything.
That's
and
fair.
I don't think we have as many open spots for starters. Now, I would agree with Caleb. A good linebacker like Rodriguez would be pretty awesome. Can't fault that. I don't know why Denver does not value linebackers. It's obvious by what they did. They re-signed Justin Strnad and Alex Singleton. They're like, we like slow white guys at linebacker. I don't know why, but that's the scheme they like to play. Boggles the mind.
I mean, look, this might sound a little cray-cray, and I'm not always high on like the comparison. I like to let each athlete kind of make his own story and things, but like Rodriguez seriously reminds me of Kuechly. Like he's a former. He was like a 3-star recruit, I think, as a dual threat quarterback, and then so he's got the IQ of the quarterback, and then the athleticism of that dual threat ability, and then as a linebacker, he's got the tenacity to just go out and hit people, and that just feels like a rare combination that somebody's going to be really thrilled with in the draft.
If he's really that good, he's not going to make it to 30 anyways.
Right now, everything I'm seeing has him projected somewhere between the 2 and 3 with reaches late in the first, which is crazy to me. He was 6th in the Heisman voting, if I remember right. He finished 6th in the Heisman voting, and this dude might be the best linebacker in the country, and he's getting talked about as not even in the first round in most projections right now. It's crazy. So I see that, and I'm like, Broncos could easily reached for him at 30, and it would have been a steal in my mind. But, like, that's me looking at things differently than they are, obviously. And they like the big play potential, the Joker potential for Sean Payton of Jalen Waddle in the offense. So, okay.
Yeah. He's not, so far, he's going early second round in the mock. So. But a lot of people, it's weird. Linebackers are weird, man. People just don't value them like we do. So, I don't know. I that's the one thing about the Broncos defense that I have not liked is that we haven't had that strong linebacker to go and, go hunt the ball. And I feel like that's hurt us at times. So, we'll see.
I have not been thrilled with a Broncos draft outside of Bo Nix for quite a while. We try to watch them all the time together, before you started going to all of them. And we talk as soon as the picks hit, and I'm not usually thrilled. I think Pinky last year might be the one that sticks with me the longest. And I hope it gets corrected and I have to eat my words soon, but almost a year out from that now and looking at what potentially could have been in those first 3 rounds is crazy.
We'll see. Still growing. We shall see. All right, Robert, you ready?
I'm chilling, man.
No, I didn't ask you chilling. I said,
I'm
are
ready.
you ready?
I'm always ready.
This guy.
Tell the people
Dude.
what's up.
Well, all right. First and foremost, yes, people, we are watching Mario Kart in real time. Like, I'm just gonna come out and say it. It is what it is, and that's why you are also seeing a big shift outside of Aston Martin. That a lot of the rookies are driving, quote unquote, a lot better. So there's something to be said with that. Yes, Pinky.
I don't know what that reference means. Explain it to me.
So this year, the F1 cars changed to a 50-50 hybrid. So that is a Tesla, souped up Tesla, with a slight engine still for...
It's the Model S Plaid with a Mustang strap to it.
Yeah, basically. And so there's different points in the race where you're allowed to use your battery. And this is where if you go and watch a lot of these last couple of race highlights, it's a lot of back and forth. It's been a lot of overtaking, which has been very fun to see. But again, it's at the push of a button. There's no real... I can't say there's no real driving behind it, but...
So when does the blue turtle shell come in and hit the guy in first place?
Exactly. That's what we're all asking. And right now it's Max Verstappen because he just can't drive the freaking car. I mean, it's definitely a very contrasting season from last year because you had all the success with Red Bull. Now Ferrari's seeing a lot of success with their engines. So you see Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc talking about how this was so much fun and they had a great time racing this weekend. But that's also because they're performing really well.
Yeah, nobody's gonna win and say they hate what's happening. That's just
exactly. So
outside of those two and the Mercedes drivers, I'm not hearing a whole lot of drivers talk fondly about what F1 currently is.
No, I mean,
I hear a lot of people saying it's no longer racing; it's who has the best equipment.
Yep.
You're not driving the car; the car is driving you. There's no feel to it anymore. They've taken the art out of the sport. I don't know. You know, the first time anything sees major evolution or change, it's gonna look different. It's gonna feel different. It's gonna take some time to get used to. I think, me personally, I think where F1 made the biggest mistake, and if they don't correct it, I think they are in a position where this is going to be the downslope and they're not going to recover, is the fact that they're including the electric engines and the batteries.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be the pinnacle of motorsports. And it should be raw power and driver. Not, as Robert put it, Mario Kart, where you hit a button and now all of a sudden you can just zoom past the guy because your battery's charged and his isn't. That there isn't racing to that. It's just a matter of either the chess and strategy of it and just seeing how many times you can get away with it, or it's strictly the way your equipment's built is better than somebody else's to recharge a battery, basically, so that you can push it more times than the other. Like, that's a problem. That is a problem. And I haven't been able to watch F1 this year, so I'm not going to pretend to... I've watched as much highlights as I can, as many interviews still to try and stay up with what's happening, but I haven't been able to physically watch the full races. Because of that, I have been watching more NASCAR this year. And seeing just the difference in the way things happen. And I'm not trying to compare the two sports because they're so different, even though they're both racing, right? But just the fact that NASCAR has seen a lot of evolution, but the one thing they've seemed to keep constant is the fact that it's still a driver with raw horsepower. The safety features have changed some things. The cars and things have evolved in the way they've done their aerodynamics and things of that nature, but it's still an engine and a driver kind of feel, if you will. And that doesn't seem to be happening with F1.
I would agree. It's making this a very predictable season, as we've already talked off air. So we'll see what upgrades and things like that are coming. Especially now since we're going to be down 2 races this season. And the next race isn't for another 2 weeks. So we'll be going to Suzuka as Pinky's pulled up the wonderful schedule. And then we're on a month and a week long break because we're not racing in Bahrain and Qatar. So
I do like that these races are like 2:00. That's awesome. Let's go.
Pinky, you're only old if you say you're old, and I'm hearing that you're old.
I'm old, bro. I no qualms about it. I am old. That 1 a.m. and that 5 a.m. start are bullshit.
Dude, the Shanghai race was so much fun. I did enjoy watching it. I'm not necessarily a fan of where the sport necessarily is with the car, but it's only my second season, so I'm just kind of watching it because I'm really into it. So, we'll see what continues to happen. Congratulations to Kimmy for being, hitting his Grand Slam and being the second youngest racer ever to win a Grand Prix. So awesome for Mercedes. Cadillac has a lot of work to do. I'm sorry, Caleb. I know that's your team. They need to put in some work.
I mean, I expect it to be bad for at least the first 2 years. So
yeah.
Let's talk about some Ferrari. Let's go.
Dude, I mean, it's great seeing the bounce back. I don't necessarily, again, agree with the with the car. But again, if you have a car and you're winning, who can really be mad at that?
Holy crap. Nuggets are up
what
by
does
30.
Ferrari do if they've got a papaya rule situation this year for themselves?
All right, Pinky, I'm sorry, but if they do not push Leclerc, I will be extremely disappointed in Ferrari. Because he's the loyalist. He's been with them for so long, it should go to him. Lewis Hamilton's got 7. That's great. He's not going anywhere, but it's Leclerc's time.
Hey, I just root for Lewis because he's the owner of the Broncos. So
I know you do, Pinky. That's why I said I'm sorry. But I think it goes to Leclerc. I don't think there's a papaya rule situation. It needs to go to Leclerc.
As long as he's getting some podiums this year, when he really didn't touch the podium last year, I'll be happy.
Hey, so the picture that I sent you actually is the more updated picture for F1 for the weekend. And it's the generational of Mercedes, basically. So you got Bono, you got Hamilton, you got Russell, and you've got the new boy Kimi. And Toto's gone on record saying that was one of the more profound moments in his F1 career, is seeing all 3 of them up there on a podium. So it's a pretty cool thing to hear, especially getting a lot of the history from watching Drive to Survive and things like that, kind of going back to do that after I got into F1. So it's a pretty cool thing. Again, I'm very curious to see all of the different things that teams are going to be doing because we're only going to have one more race. And then again, we don't have a race for over a month. So a lot of things can happen in a month, especially with cars. So we could see a totally different grid come May, but I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. So, but that's what I got.
Get rid of the wobbles.
I'm just happy. And I really hope that Aston Martin gets their head out of their butt and gets a car together, because it's not fun having a car that's just not fun to see race. So
I think it's
feel bad for Alonso.
See Audi competitively to the point where Nico and
Bortoleto
gonna be up there kind of chasing.
Yeah.
Stuff, so.
And that was one of the great wins from last season, was Nico Hülkenberg getting his podium and getting the Lego trophy. That was great. So I
won't lie. Like, you have Formula E
for a reason.
There shouldn't be any batteries in Formula One. Like, that's just like, it should be raw engines and turbos. And
if I had any more wine, I would toast you, Caleb. But I'm out. So
supercharged, whatever else you can do to an engine that you want to say. But I hate the idea of this battery. Like, I really do.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're making it more prevalent so that they can try to be zero emission carbon and all this stuff. Like,
right.
I'm so tired of hearing that too, and I'm not going to try to go on some crazy like eco rant, but you got to charge a battery somehow, right? The ways in which you power, the source to charge the battery right now is mostly still going to be fossil fuel. And then the battery, when it's dead and ruined, is worse for the environment than the fossil fuel. So there's a lot of things about like electric vehicles that I am still baffled how everybody thinks it's this clean energy type thing. So give me the raw horsepower. Let's go back to it. And then modify things from there. And I think you'd see a much better product.
Absolutely. Completely agree, Caleb.
Let's go racing.
So,
all right. Is it time? It's time.
It's time.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
The first full trailer for Maul. Well, we got one earlier, but this really told a story.
This one gave you a decent idea where you could kind of piece together where this is leading and heading.
I have watched this an unhealthy amount of times. About as unhealthy amount as I've watched Dune today, and it's only been out for not even 12 hours.
Robert, you want to hear my take after watching this an unhealthy amount of time as well?
Yes.
The movies, the Clone Wars, Rebels, all that kind of stuff gave us basically the Empire's view of the rebellion and the galaxy.
Yes, I love where you're going with this.
Andor and Rogue One gave us the rebellion's side and vision of what was happening during those times.
Mm-hmm.
Maul is giving us that missing
the crime
piece,
syndicate,
which is what a lot of people don't realize is all going on at the same time. If you don't watch and take in all the other content like we have, this is all very much relevant to what happened with the rebellion and everything else. And you want to get a better idea of Saul Guerrera. This is going to give you a better idea of what he actually was more in line with, but not in the same sense, right? So when I saw this full trailer and went back and watched it multiple times, I couldn't get that feeling out. And the fact that this is going to now give us, in my opinion, the complete full picture of the Skywalker era, and then I'll be good to move on. I don't think there'll be anything really left missing that I will have needed to see.
I am so excited for where this is going to go. There are so many things from Legends that happen that Dave Filoni does honor to some degree. Not necessarily faithfully, but bring some characters in. This is probably the most excited I've been for a Star Wars project in years. I always get excited for Star Wars.
You're a dark side guy, so that helps a little bit. That you
Darth and I'll need to.
This is the first true dark side main character led show,
right?
Or movie or anything really.
And we'll have a show and tell. I'll need to pull the picture off the internet, off Facebook. There is a picture of me out there, head to toe, in Darth Maul gear. That was my dude.
Oh, we're gonna need to see that. Yeah, we're gonna need that.
So. And again, for everyone, obviously, I'm a pretty young guy. I was 3 years old when Phantom Menace came out, and Darth Maul was like the coolest thing since sliced freaking bread. So that's been my homie forever. I mean, there is even, and I don't have it anymore, but I even wrote a story. There was an assignment I had in 5th grade to come up with a video game or something, and it was how Maul survived. And I went on a whole tangent about it. Like, this is my dude.
Nerd.
Yes. Again, Pinky, you've talked about me balancing out my tattoos. That the Darth Maul face tattoos is one I've heavily considered.
You need to get it done, man.
On multiple occasions. My little brother actually just got one done, and I'm like, man, you know what? I really need to get back in a chair.
Dude, you should, just throwing this out there, but with your level of appreciation for Maul, I think it should be not just the one. You're going to have to put something else to level it out. Maul needs to be, I think, more of a sleeve type or a back piece type where you do like the different phases of Maul, where you get
like his
almost.
Yeah, maybe.
Because there's, you get the spider legs, the robot legs, the syndicate Maul, the Apprentice Mall,
just so many,
and
so
then the Crazy Mall, the Mandalorian Mall. Like, you could do that in a really cool ensemble piece that would look like people would have to look at it and be like, oh shit, that's all mall. Like, they know it's Star Wars right away because whatever you had in the forefront would be mall. But then if you layered it right, I think you could get yourself a truly sick mall piece with your love of.
Hey,
Just
I am open to ideas because I really need to do this.
You could do a full mall type same thing, and just be mall, which is crazy.
I've been contemplating this. I just need to make it happen. And again, it's not cheap, but I need to do it.
There's a reason most of my body isn't covered in tattoos yet.
And Sam Witwer is just iconic as Maul. He's just wonderful. And to have this finally happen, and as far as we know, we could have a Bad Batch situation and we get a multiple season order. I
don't know if I'd be good with that.
I don't know where we're going. I'm just excited that we're getting more Maul. This is going to be epic.
It's going to be good.
And the fact that I get to go to Disney World 2 weeks after it comes out, I'm going broke.
I hope there's some stuff going down still by the time.
I'm so excited. So excited. We will be watching and updating everyone weekly, and there will be spoilers. So, people, we don't apologize going forward.
Yeah, we're not doing spoiler-free shit anymore.
No.
If it's come out and it's able to view, we're just going to tell you how we feel. We'll let you know that that's what we're going to do, but we're not doing spoiler-free shit anymore. We want to talk about stuff. We don't want to wait.
Yep.
You just put out the disclaimer, hey, if you don't want to have something spoiled, leave now.
So yeah, this is going to be great. The next several weeks of media is, I'm booked. I can't reschedule with myself again. It's terrible. I've got things going for weeks, probably into June.
2026
is banging, dude.
I was gonna say, it feels like shit's finally
like,
back on track, right? Like,
we had Night of the Seven Kingdoms, got Paradise going on. I've got Invincible starting tomorrow. I've got Darth Maul starting here in 2.5 weeks. We have Project Hail Mary that I got tickets to go see on IMAX at 9:45 on Saturday. That's going to be a blast. Fallout Season 2, the new Godzilla came out, the Boys finale's coming, Mandalorian Grogu, like, we have the Odyssey coming in July.
Is it Secret Wars that's coming out along with Spider-Man this year?
So that we'll get into that. That'll probably be our next topic. Pinky, if you could queue up the Spider-Man,
There's a lot of stuff coming out this year that's quality, and I'm like.
So as of today, we've been getting clips. We've had our first official interaction of the Punisher and Spider-Man. Very quick, he runs him over with a car. But tomorrow we get the full trailer. And there's already been so many things happening and things that have been caught in these things. Spider-Man's going back to organic webbing, everyone. Aren't we so excited? This is going to be fantastic.
What does that even mean?
So instead of his web shooters, he's going full Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, I know, but how does he just magically all of a sudden be able to do that?
Well, Caleb, what are we getting in Doomsday? What are we finally getting reintroduced to after decades?
The multiverse?
The mutants.
Oh. That still doesn't explain how he didn't have it for the first 3 movies he did in all the ensembles. But now all of a sudden he's like, oh, you mean Toby, the guy, the other Spider-Man that I met could do that? I could just do it too now?
There's a comic book storyline with this where his spider mutation takes over to the next degree and he starts developing organic webbing among other things.
Oh, so he just hasn't pubertized himself.
Correct.
Correct. Right. And that's what they were just always going for, I'm sure, with this storyline.
Yeah. So we'll need to definitely dive into that. a bit more when the trailer comes out this week, and definitely cover that next week. So I'm excited. I still, now that I've gone back and had a few more watches under my belt, I'm not necessarily a big fan of No Way Home. There's some other things that they could have done that I think would have been a lot better. But that's what we got. This will also be the first time we've gotten a fourth Spider-Man movie with the same actor. So that also may have something to potentially do with Spider-Man going forward, and hopefully it's successful. Bringing it into Doomsday. But lots of things to still uncover with this movie. Hopefully we'll have some good things to share in the coming weeks. Pinky, are you excited for Spider-Man? I know you really enjoyed No Way Home.
I did. I like all the Spider-Man movies, except for the third Tobey Maguire movie was horseshit. The rest of them have all been pretty good. I even like the Andrew Garfield ones. Like
the Andrew Garfield ones are great.
Yeah, I enjoy them. So this should be fun. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Daredevil season 2 comes out next week. So,
I
28th.
forgot about that. Shit. Not enough time.
I mean, I won't watch that until it's all done though. So
you're lame.
I ain't doing it.
So too many good things, man.
I am lame. And then just tell everybody what you got a real boner with today.
So Dune part 3.
Dude,
I know.
It was okay. It was all right.
No.
Okay.
And this, yeah.
The little details they included, they oh my.
I know. I've watched it so many times, Caleb. I'm like, first off, number one, the song that's playing at the end, I'm all for. I'm like, I need more of this. And
I haven't read the book, and I can still infer some of what's about to
come
forward with what we're looking at. Like, are you kidding me?
So good. And everyone's like, what really makes me mad is everyone's going, he's going full Anakin Skywalker. No. Anakin Skywalker went full Paul Atreides. Paul Atreides came first. This man lit the world on fire. The galaxy on fire.
Yeah, the difference is one's doing it by choice after being given the ability of vision. The other one was given the vision and not able to control it because it was taken away. That's
exactly. So,
and that's why it makes his story so freaking cool compared to Anakin Skywalker's turn. It is, for lack of a better way of saying it, Robert, you know more than me, so please, by all means, correct this if I'm wrong or add to it. This is very much a conscious decision of survival, and I believe there's a hint of want as well, I guess is the best way to put it.
I will tell you, Caleb, what you're thinking is going to happen will not.
Oh, I don't think you think I'm thinking of the right thing.
There's so
You've
much.
told me enough that I know this isn't going to end well. We've talked enough. I know enough but I think, like, Paul Atreides is not doing this because it's simply like his fate and him seeing that out, and the vision to see it out was taken away from him, and now he just has to go live it and let it happen without any control over that. He very much saw it and then has control and is controlling to the best of his ability to see that vision through. That's where I'm saying the two differences lie.
Okay. It's wild.
He saw his sister.
So it's 17 years later. This is 17 years later.
There's obviously, I mean, the amount of things, and I know you said it's different from the books already, so I'm interested to see how true they hold to and how much they changed the story with his original love interest. Why am I drawing a complete blank on the name?
Shawnee,
thank you. Where that, I know you said that's changed enough to where they've kind of diverted from the book at this point.
Well, it's interesting because you open up with this trailer.
But that's what I'm saying.
And I'm like, how do you start with this after how we ended?
You could have told me about some
part one.
Okay,
for part 2.
So maybe he's clever enough to find a way to still allow all of that to be. And then we get 17 years later, so you've told me what happens with the sister and how that comes in. I know what the sister's love interest is. We've talked about this and where that goes and what's coming and the utter death and destruction and unimaginable horror that's going to come with 3. I think people saw 1 as kind of like a feel-good movie. I think they saw 2 as kind of this redemption story. And maybe I'm wrong, Robert, but 3 right now feels to me like it's more on the horror. It's not going to end well, but it's going to be in such an epic fashion. You're going to be sitting back in your seat going, oh my God, I can't believe that's what just went down.
Because the worst part about this is that they're like the epic conclusion. There's like 5 more books after this. This just finishes, well, I can't say finishes, but concludes Paul's part of the story.
Well, so it's an epic for what Dennis Villeneuve is doing.
It's
an epic conclusion to the story.
It's going to be great.
Maybe it's not the conclusion of Dune per se, but it's the conclusion of the Paul Atreides story, which is all
I have put my PTO was accepted today. I am taking the 17th and 18th off.
So, question for you:
just sit and watch the movies.
Because I told my wife that, funny enough, and I go, "So you want to just take a day off and go watch movies while the kids are at school?" And she's like, "Yes, I do. Let's plan that now."
Oh yeah.
But is it like one comes out on the 17th and one comes out on the 18th?
It is so like we had Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
This is Dune's day.
Yeah, right.
So they both come out the same day.
On the 17th of December?
Well, it's the 18th because it's Friday, but yeah, 17th is when the shows will be there.
So the midnight showing on the 17th kind of idea. And then
they'll probably have shows starting at 7, honestly.
Okay, yeah. Real late. So
however,
I could get like a 10 a.m. on the 18th.
Dune has IMAX priority. Doomsday is not getting an IMAX release in U.S. markets as of right now.
Okay, I don't really.
It's a big thing for box office. That's a very big hit for Marvel as a whole.
Sure. I don't give a shit.
So
I just want to go to a theater where I can lay down and eat some food and watch a couple movies all day long, and then I'll go pick the kids up and go home.
I'm gonna see Dune like 3 times, and then I'll probably go see Avengers 3 times, and then I'll go do it again on Friday.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'll go see both.
Oh, again, I've already texted my buddy Nate, and I'm like, so put time off in right now. Because we took time off for when part 2 came out and saw it twice.
I don't know if I feel that strongly about Doomsday, but I do want to see Dune in theater. Dune is one that will draw me to the theater to go see.
I mean, you're already there. Just go see Doomsday. Get it out of the way.
Yeah, it's just a long time sitting in the theater.
You just said you're taking a whole day off.
Yeah.
So you've got time to go watch 2 movies.
Well, yeah, but I could also just watch one movie and then go home and do more fun things.
No comment.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Dune.
I couldn't even. I've probably watched this trailer like 10 or 15 times already.
It's good. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Very excited. Very excited to see what that goes.
And Rob Pattinson in it too, playing Scytale. Oh boy. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Pinky didn't think the first movie was that good. He thought the second one was solid.
The first one's boring as shit.
No.
There's a lot of people on that island, and I'm one of them.
Then it's not an island, my good friend.
It's not. I've got a crowd with me. Like, that movie is terribly boring until the last 20 minutes.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're not a Dune,
man. You could give me a director's cut of the first one that's like another hour and a half.
All right, Kale. I'm like, yeah.
And I could tell you where you could add that in with ease. Like 10 minutes here, 5 minutes. Like, I would take that up.
Do like a Lord of the Rings type situation.
Yeah, very awesome. Much so.
Give me another hour in part 1, another hour in part 2, and
I don't even know Dune from the books, outside of what Robert has filled me in on, because after I saw the first movie, I got hooked and went so good. Probably not going to read the books, at least not anytime soon.
Really
So I
should.
had to go to the source as close as I could and get.
You should when Merrick gets old enough, read them with him.
We'll see.
That's a lot of time.
But I've learned enough from Robert to know that there are areas where I could very easily, just watching the movie and knowing what I've learned from him, go, you give me 7 more minutes right there and I wouldn't be mad. I could see another 15 right here real quick on a tradies. I wouldn't be upset about any of that. You want to give me a couple more minutes on that backstory right there? Totally good. You
Give me another 45 minutes on Getty Prime with Austin Butler and the black. Oh my God.
Why is he in a pool of oil? I would like to see a little bit more of that backstory. Let's, it'd be easy to even go deeper on that first movie and not blink.
Amazing. So got so many good movies coming out this year, boys. It's gonna be fantastic.
A lot of good content coming out right now. A lot of good content.
Which, speaking of Pinky, we have Invincible starting tomorrow.
Yep.
Caleb,
did you see my message about that?
I did, and I was saving it to address it on the show. I really hope you do, and I really hope you give it through the first season.
Dude, I've watched the first 3 or 2.5. I may not have gotten the full 3 in. I might have.
I was gonna say, I don't think you got all the way through. I didn't even think you got through the whole first season.
I got the first 2 seasons. I finished the first 2.
I really think you need to give it another shot. It really is phenomenal.
It just got to the point where it lost my interest so terribly that I didn't even care. Like, it was on, and I caught myself just doing everything else. Like, it was just background noise, and that's when I know it's not worth me continuing. So, but I've read a lot. You guys have talked about it. I keep seeing stuff where it gets way better and better and better. And I'm like, I didn't see that. I didn't get that feeling. Maybe it's just going to be one of those things that it doesn't appease to me, but I am debating starting it back up. Debating.
I hope you do. I really hope so, because I think it's a great show. The graphic novel or the comic books are fantastic. So I'm really excited, especially with Lee Pace coming in. Yeah, I'm all over it. Invincible's going to be awesome. So,
all right, send us home.
That's what I got, boys. This just nerd mania is happening at every given point right now. And to be quite honest, nobody cares about the Oscars, so we're not even going to talk about it. So,
shout out to Sean Penn.
Why? Because he's a 3-time Oscar winner.
He was really good in that movie.
I like Sean Penn.
Oh, I'm surprised. I to be quite honest,
I'll shout out to Sean Penn.
He's always been a great actor. Yeah, no, he deserved it. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the other award choices, but it is what it is. They're not what they used to be. That's for sure. But hey, we're getting great content across several platforms. We're your guys for it. We're happy to talk about it. If you guys have questions, I've even been talking with Cody about Project Hail Mary coming out this weekend. So that's on the radar. You'll be getting a spicy recap of that Sunday morning because I'm going so late. But I'm also reading the book right now, and it's phenomenal. So highly, highly recommend. And especially go see it this weekend because it's going to be a great movie.
I will go see it this weekend. Obviously not with Robert because he didn't.
I'm going to an IMAX show.
You two. I don't need the feud. Like, you guys should see the group.
What you want from me? It's
an
an IMAX movie. I'm going to an IMAX theater. I don't know what you want from me. IMAX is where I go.
When the other one does not know that they've been invited to a movie,
I've got a lot of people that want to see movies with me, and I go to the IMAX. Pinky doesn't.
Pinky does not. He hates the IMAX.
I love IMAX.
Still doesn't allow you to use
if it is shot in IMAX, I'm going to an IMAX.
You learned right now. You should still extend the invitation, allow him to say no. You should have known by now that that's the code.
If you're bigger than 6 foot, you'd hate the IMAX too.
Final thoughts, Pinky. Final thoughts.
I'm out. Let's go.
Pinky's out. Look, there is basketball all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. Rounds 1 and 2 of the tournament are going down. March Madness begins. Let the chaos commence. Let the Cinderella find her glass slipper. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, please hit all those buttons. Like, follow, share, support. Any way you do, we cannot thank you enough. Pass this along, please. The support is amazing. Loved ones, inner circle, family, friends. If you've got the opportunity to spend that time with them, take advantage of it. That quality time should not be wasted ever, period. End of story. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, we're out. Peace. Hit us up later.
Pinky in the building, reppin' orange and blue. Broncos country, yeah, you know how we do. Hot take so wild, you remember the name. From college ball to the pros, Caleb spitting game. Robert here, the pop culture plug. From comics to racing, pour the drink in the mug. Sports, nonsense and whiskey, yeah, bold talk. Good laughs and a glass in the air. Sports, nonsense and whiskey, right? Kick back.